Hello everyone, it is I, the Fable of Fables, your new best friend. How you guys doing? Good, I hope. Anyway, guys, I just want to give a quick thank you, quick shout out to Nightman Cross for recommending this one. This was kind of interesting. In one of my videos, I did mention I was curious to see if there was any amphibious models, like amphibious models that are, amphibious mecha out there, but apparently there's not many of them. It's kind of sad because you can do a lot with that kind of nonsense, but hey, you do you, I suppose. Anyway, guys, I just want to say again, thank you again, Nightmare Cross. If you guys want to recommend me stuff, please feel free to do so. Hopefully, I'll get to it. But let's check this one out. Oh dear, everything's all out of whack right now, chat.
Hello everyone, Slothcakes here, and welcome to the first episode of Amphibious Analysis, where we take a look at Xeon's also-strange amphibious mobile suits and look at their lore, their history, performance, and other neat things. Now you might be saying, why amphibious mobile suits? Well, no idea actually. I just really like these guys, they're very neat.
See, I agree with that. I agree with that mindset. I don't know, I just think they're neat.
Looking and they're very adorable, so they're just the goofy little critters
Right?
that bring me joy. And also I know a good amount of useless knowledge about them, so why not? But anyways, let's kick off the first episode with not the first amphibious mobile suit, and certainly not the best, but it is a personal favorite of mine, and it's the MSM-04 Acguy.
Dude, oh no, I love it. No, go back. Look at it. It's so stupid. I love the design. Oh, that's so cute.
Starting things off with appearance, this is a
Oh, I love it. Oh, dude, I love the design. It's so silly looking.
sight to behold. The Acguy has this round silhouette, and having colors of brown and tan, it makes him look like some sort of demon bear thing, much more than he looks.
Dude, I love the design. I don't know how to explain it, but this dude is so silly looking. I want to hug it. I want 20.
Looks like a robot. Moving to the limbs, we still see this round, compact shape. This guy looks really small, however, he stands at 19.2 meters, which is taller than the Gundam.
Oh, damn.
And as for other one-year war amphibious mobile suits,
Oh, dude, that's even stupider looking. I love these guys.
he's only beaten by the Zoth. Now moving on to the head, well more specifically the mono eye, many amphibious mobile suits have weird pathways for the mono eye,
no.
and the Acguy's no different. Mapping out his mono eye, horizontally he can make a full 360, and if he's looking straight forward, his mono eye can go all the way up, reaching the back of his head.
That's kind of cool, actually.
If you laid it out in a 2D pattern, it would just be a circle with a line through it. But the reason for this is because while the Acguy's underwater, he's going to be under his enemies, so being able to look directly upwards is very helpful, and to be looking behind you and scanning your surroundings is a very useful thing for stealth units. Now let's end this segment off with a fun fact. This is something that you guys see all the time, but you never really paid attention to. Now the Acguy has something that many Xeon amphibious mobile suits do not have, and that is a neck unit.
Oh.
Majority of Xeon amphibious mobile suits do not have necks. They're just body and head connected into one, and this is so they can swim through the water easier. However, the Acguy is one of the few Xeon amphibious mobile suits that have a neck. I don't know why. Now for the quick history lesson. Developed and deployed in Universal Century 0079, the Acguy is an amphibious mass production
I love it. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I just love it.
mobile suit. Designed and manufactured by Zeonic Company, this was Zeonic Company's first made amphibious mobile suit and was a follow-up to Zimmad's company's GOG. His first appearance is in the original anime, where a group of Acguys piloted by Zeon's Marine Corps, led by Char Aznavour, infiltrates Jaburo. And as a side note, if you look at the uniforms for these Acguy pilots, it's very strange.
those are literally wetsuits. What?
It looks wrinkly, even though it's trying to be like a tight suit for like going underwater. And to me, it always looked like they were mole people of some sort and not like, Xeon soldiers. Now for some other appearances, we do have a small scene in 08th mission where an Acguy does appear, but we also have a large scene in Double Zeta where Judo combats one and various other amphibious mobile suits while he's piloting a Zagar. In Gundam Thunderbolt, both in anime and manga, a group of 8 guys led by Daryl Lorenz is shown, and they're given a good amount of screen time, and it has some very nice scenes which I would recommend. Moving on to more niche appearances, there is a short story manga where an 8 guy has a major role, and that's called 8 Guy 2,250 Miles Across North America. I enjoyed the story a lot. It's very nice and just gives a lot of love to the 8 guys because they're the main characters, so I highly recommend that. Also, an 8 guy does have an appearance and he does play an important character in the Gundam Katana manga. Now, both mangas I just mentioned do not have official releases or official English translations. However, you can find fan translations on the internet, so go do that. So now let's mosey over onto specs. The 8 guy stands at 19.2 meters and weighs 120 metric tons, with a top speed of 80 kilometers an hour on ground, which is roughly 50 miles per hour, and 98 kilometers per hour in water, or 61 miles. The 8 guy, to no surprise, is faster in water than it is on ground. And just to show you guys a comparison, here's the ground speed of an 8 guy with the ground speed of a Zaku 2. Now for generator, the 8 guy has the twin Mirovsky ultra compact fusion reactor, which is the same one found in the Zaku 2 Type F, which is just the regular Zaku 2 except it's not a twin. However, while having double the generator as the Zaku 2, he emits little to no heat, making him a great stealth unit, especially in water, which is a reoccurring thing in many amphibious mobile suits. Now we're going to be moving on to my favorite part of this video, and that's going to be weapons and armaments. Now the 8 guy has a weapon that's actually uncommon in a lot of Zeon mobile suits. They do adopt this later on after the 1-year war, and it's something you can find in practically every single Federation mobile suit, and that's head Vulcans. Specifically 4 105mm Vulcans. Now with double the Vulcans means double the firepower, but they'll still serve the same basic cause, used to destroy small vehicles, aircraft, less armored mobile suits, or sensitive spots on mobile suits, but now also since it is an amphibious mobile suit, you can destroy things like watercrafts as well. Moving down, we have an advanced weapon for its time, and this is going to be something you're going to see in a lot of amphibious mobile suits, and I'm going to explain why. And that's the Mega Particle Cannon. This is located on the same hand as the Iron Claw, and yeah, it's a beam weapon. Now with having double the generator as the Zaku, and being able to submerge itself in water to cool itself off, the 8 guy is able to support beam weapons, which makes this thing significantly more terrifying on the battlefield. And that's a common thing with a lot of amphibious mobile suits, with having strong generators and being able to cool itself off by going into water. A lot of them, well, close to every single one, is able to or has beam weapons. Now with that being said, many other 8 guys had the Mega Particle Cannon replaced with the Vulcan gun, which drastically lowers its firepower, but is cheaper to produce and puts less strain on the generator. On the other arm, we have the 6-tube missile launcher, which is a 6-tube missile launcher. Pretty self-explanatory. This can be fired one at a time or in rapid succession, can be both fired on ground and in water, and while not the most highlighted weapon in this kit, not the most fanciest thing, having access to explosives does come in handy. Now moving on to melee. On the same hand that the Mega Particle Cannon or Vulcan gun is housed, we have the Iron Nails, which when not in use stay hidden in the forearms, but are extendable claws that are sharp and tough enough to pierce Federation mobile suits. Now if slashing and stabbing isn't your thing, don't worry. On the other arm where the 6-tube missile launcher is housed, the 8 guy has been depicted to use that as a blunt weapon, either bonking, crumping, or clubbing. It's a nice variety. On one hand you got the slashing and stabbing, and on the other hand you got the bonking and knocking. Now that we got melee weapons out the way, I do want to address an elephant in the room, and you could be looking at the 8 guy and thinking, melee is probably a last-ditch effort considering this guy's got, stubby chubby arms, but don't worry, the 8 guy can actually extend his arms, making them very bendable, kinda like a noodle, giving him more range for said stabbing and slashing, or crumping and clubbing. With all the Acguy's weapons, they're all located in the forearms down besides the head Vulcans, and the Acguy can actually detach his forearms and arrange it and use any combination he wants. So you could deploy in 2 6.2 missile launchers or 2 Iron Claws. Now with the Iron Claws, I don't know if the Acguy's generator could handle 2 megaparticle cannons, so you could have 1 megaparticle cannon, 1 Vulcan gun, or have both of them Vulcan guns. This is a cool and interesting concept. Being able to switch forearms to whatever situation is needed makes you flexible and versatile on the battlefield. Being able to use a 6.2 missile launcher, Vulcan gun, or megaparticle cannon, it gives you some variety. But that being said, having only those 3 forearms is not really that much fun.
I know I said this a lot, and I know I'm not really talking that much. I do apologize. I just like the design. It's cute. Like, I'm learning a lot, but I like the design. It's such a cute little guy.
Concept, while really cool and interesting, isn't really utilized. Well, for the most part. See, everything I just said for this entire video has been really the canon UC Acguy. And with that being said, there are 2 other tellings of the 1 Year War, and while not canon, do have a different depiction of the Acguy. And going with the shortest one, there is Gundam The Origin, which just depicts the Acguy a little more tighter and more compact, nothing too special. However, there is a very big change in Gundam Thunderbolt. And just in general, get used to hearing this series a lot, because Gundam Thunderbolt has reimagined and retold a lot of things in UC. And for this series, we're going to be talking about Amphibious mobile suits, and Gundam Thunderbolt reimagined and changed nearly all the Amphibious mobile suits to sometimes small differences and to other times massive differences, and the Acguy's no change. So let's talk about the Acguy Gundam Thunderbolt version. Starting things off with appearance, the Acguy has a much more busier design, having a lot more mechanical features to him, and not only that, he's a lot taller and longer. Looks like they got the original design and just gave him a good old stretch.
Oh yeah.
Now that is a big change, and as for other things like specs and wise, nothing too big. However, the major changes come in armaments, and the Thunderbolt Acguy has a lot of weapons. As for basics, the head Vulcans have been replaced with a 10-2 missile launcher, iron nails have been swapped with a 3-claw manipulator, and while only depicted in the manga, the megaparticle cannon located in the middle of the
Holy crap, that looks freaking cool.
The arm has been shown to be able to deploy a beam saber. And that covers the basics. But
dude, a little beam saber in the arm thing, sounds like that looks really cool to me. What
remember, the Acguy has detachable forearms, and Gundam Thunderbolt is no different, so they took the liberty to give him a lot of different things it can.
Holy crap! Look at all those attachments. Not gonna lie, I kind of like that he has a little shield. That's kind of cool. I think that's a shield. These attachments are weird, but I love the little shield. It's kind of silly.
And there's quite a bit that they actually gave the Acguy classes depending on what it has attached. In no particular order, let's go over them and the weapons. And just to tell you, I definitely missed a few, either that I didn't catch it or it's in an MSV that I didn't know existed. So if I did miss one, just tell me in the comments. But anyways, first up is Search Type, fitted with recon equipment for reconnaissance and support, such as an upgraded mono eye, a sensor forearm, or a tremor device fitted to the backpack. Search Type's obviously made for searching, being able to detect enemies and give their location to the team, either going as a team to scout out an area, or leading a group so they don't get ambushed, or being the backlines to give map awareness. Next up is Firepower Types, which are backline shooters that can be equipped with things like mine layer backpacks, cluster rockets, or use its manipulators to equip as standard Xeon arms like Zaku machine guns and Zaku bazookas. But not only that, it can equip things like TOW missile launchers, and my personal favorite, flamethrowers, because having an amphibious mobile suit use a flame-based weapon is hilarious to me. Now, being an amphibious mobile suit, they can go in water, and this could damage some of their weapons. But thankfully, like the High Guard, they can encase the weapons in a waterproof casing that they can then purge when they're out in land.
It is a shield,
protecting their weapons and keeping them safe. Right after that, we have heavy firepower types, which are just firepower types with a little more oomph to them. Being much stronger in arms and being in the front of battle, they use things like multi-launchers, rockets, explosive, regular launchers, and have things like iron blades equipped to them, or large backpacks that can carry an assortment of equipment such as more weapons or ammo. After that, we have maneuver types, which are obviously made.
Okay, seriously, I love the okay, so the maneuver types are lightweight armaments, support, vanguards, and scouts. I like this one. This one's kind of silly.
Being lightweight, they're allowed to get around faster and move about the battlefield. They're shown to be carrying shields, and their shields are a little unconventional. They have been shown to carry Zaku cannon shoulder armor or Dog's head as a shield. But not only that, they do have lightweight weapons such as Zaku machine guns or melee weapons like blades or heat hawks. Or they can carry more ammo for their team and be much more support, and because of the movability, it makes sense being able to get to each teammate and supply them with more rounds. As shown here, you see an Acguy's backpack filled with Zaku machine gun drums. Overall, Gundam Thunderbolt fan or not, what they did to the Acguy was really cool. I love how they got the detachable forearms and just went really hard with it. With now it being able to fit so many roles, the Acguy feels a lot less like a gag character than Thunderbolt, and as a useful machine that people actually want to deploy in. With being able to equip so many different things, it just fits so many roles, and I love it. It's become...
I think it's a really cool unit. Like, okay, you know, honestly, I like the fact that it's highly mobile, highly versatile in the sense that it can fit different roles and get different attachments. I love the design because the design is really silly, but yeah.
As flexible as the Zaku, with the Zaku having so many variants and so many different things it could do, the Acguy is just basically a Zaku that can go in water.
Yeah, it actually kind of sounds like that. That's hilarious.
You know, there is a Zaku that can do that, the Zaku Marine type, but the point still stays. And for the final thing of the Acguy is the iconic bear guy, which is just an Acguy with two
bear guy. I love the
6.2
bear
missile
guy.
launchers and a weird bear head. Now there's the lot more cutesy version, which is absolutely adorable, or we get the much more mechanical version, which looks a thing of nightmares.
Yeah, no, that actually kind of does look like a nightmare. Bring back the cute bear
It's
guy.
very funny that you might not actually think about it, but yeah, this cute little bear guy is a variant of the Acguy.
Hey,
but with all that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Amphibious Analysis. This is the first time of me making a videos like this where I have to write a script and do all this heavy editing, but it was overall very fun and I can't wait to get to the next episode. But like usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If I forgot something, please leave it down in the comments. And if I did something that you guys felt like should have been in a different spot, or my order was weird, it is the first episode, so it's going to be a little rough, but leave down some suggestions in the comments below and I'll make sure to get to them. But like usual, Sloth Cakes here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for episode 2 of Amphibious Analysis, or check out the channel where I LP various Gundam and mecha related games, or I just play a lot of MBON. But bye bye, have a good one, and hope to see you next time.
Alright guys, if you like this kind of content, do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know. I'm actually thinking of reacting to some of the other Amphibious Analysis stuff, because this is kind of cool. So yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, do let me know. I'm surprised. I'm actually a little silly that I ended up watching the 4th one. Thank you, Nightman Cross, again for letting me know about this one. I'll probably react to the other ones, because I'm actually interested in these kind of units, as really weird as it sounds. And again, I'm sorry I didn't talk so much. I'm not really sure on what to say a lot about the weapons and stuff. I mostly just watch these videos because of designs. So yeah, thank you again, guys. I love you all. See you all later. Take care. If you guys want to support me, I'll leave a link in my Ko-Fi in the description and stuff like that. Recommend me some more stuff if you're interested. I love reading your comments. I'll see you guys later. Bye.